She lied about visiting her family, but I read the messages. I let her sleep, then ended everything. My name is Gavin, and for as long as I can remember, I've believed that trust is the foundation of love. Without it, love is just an illusion, a beautiful mask covering something hollow. That belief was tested in the most brutal way imaginable. I was engaged to a woman named Leah. We'd been together for over 5 years. Our relationship wasn't just a passing phase. It was something we built deliberately, brick by brick, with care and patience. Or at least that's what I thought. I met Leah at a housewarming party hosted by a mutual friend. It started with small talk, a few shared laughs, and before I knew it, we were tucked into a quiet corner, lost in a long, effortless conversation. There was a spark between us, undeniable and electric. By the end of the night, we'd exchanged numbers, and that's how it all began. At first, our connection was casual. Coffee after work, spontaneous lunches, late-night phone calls. But that ease, that comfort, it grew into something deeper. Dinners became weekends. Weekend visits turned into a ritual. Every Friday, she'd arrive with her overnight bag, and we'd spend the next 2 days wrapped in each other's company. She never officially moved in, but it felt like we lived together. My place was more spacious and peaceful, and though I occasionally stayed at hers, it never felt like home. She always preferred mine. One of the things I admired most about Leah was her openness. She didn't shy away from talking about her past, childhood, exes, family conflicts, even her regrets. She was honest, or so I thought. She used to talk about a longtime friend named Derek. She said he was like a brother, someone who'd been in her life since childhood. "We've never crossed that line," she assured me. "We're just close." And I believed her. Why wouldn't I? Eventually I proposed. She said yes, tears in her eyes, joy lighting up her face. We began planning our wedding, imagining a future together. I was all in, emotionally, financially, spiritually. I'd been saving for a home, for our future. I truly believed I was building something solid. But sometimes, even the clearest skies hide the darkest storms. It was a Friday night, one that seemed no different from any other. Leah arrived, cheerful and relaxed, her overnight bag slung over her shoulder. We ate dinner together. At some point, she casually mentioned she'd have to leave early the next morning to visit her parents. It didn't strike me as odd. Family visits weren't uncommon, and I respected her privacy. She had never lied to me before. At least, not that I was aware of. After dinner, we curled up on the couch to watch a movie. Halfway through, she rested her head on my shoulder and dozed off. I stayed there, still, holding her gently while the movie played on. That's when her phone screen lit up. No sounds, just silent flashes again and again. I glanced at it, expecting a group chat or social media buzz. But the previews told a different story. Flirty messages, inside jokes, a familiarity in tone I didn't recognize. My pulse spiked. Then I saw one message from Derek. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow." And her reply, sent while we were eating dinner. "I told him I'm visiting my family. We're good to go." I felt the blood drain from my face. Without hesitation, I picked up her phone. We'd exchanged passwords long ago, a gesture of mutual trust. I never once thought I'd need to use it. But the moment I unlocked it, the truth poured out like poison. Long threads of messages, plans, jokes I wasn't part of, memories that weren't mine. My stomach churned as realization set in. The friend she called a brother wasn't just that. Not anymore. I didn't wake her. I just sat there, watching her sleep peacefully as my entire world collapsed in slow motion. The next morning, she woke up like nothing had changed, kissed my cheek, brushed her teeth, packed her bag. She was chatty, warm, talking about how she'd miss me, how she couldn't wait for next weekend. I barely responded. Then, as she stepped out the door, I broke the script. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Good luck on your date." Her smile dropped, eyes widened. She froze. "Wait, what are you talking about?" she asked, her voice already trembling. I raised a hand and calmly said, Stop. That's enough. And I closed the door. I didn't yell. I didn't beg for answers. I just shut it all out. Seconds later, the knocking began. Frantic. Loud. Then softer. Then sobbing. My phone lit up. Message after message, one after another. Please open the door. Let me explain. It meant nothing. Don't throw us away. I'll cut him off. Just talk to me. I didn't answer. Couldn't. In the days that followed, the messages didn't stop. If anything, they intensified. Raw desperation. Guilt. Late-night text. One read. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I'll keep asking until you tell me to stop. I never blocked her. I rarely opened the messages. Just stared at them on the lock screen before putting the phone down. The temptation to reply was always there. I had loved her. Deeply. But then I'd remember what I saw, what she chose to do. Then one weekend she came back. Knocked softly. Waited. I didn't move. Then I heard her whisper. Gavin, please. I'm not here to fight. I just need to talk. Open the door. She looked different, smaller somehow. Fragile. She began talking. Said she'd been emotionally confused. That Derek reminded her of her past. That it wasn't real. That it wasn't love. That she never meant for it to go so far. She admitted she lied. That she never thought I'd find out. That it felt safe because I trusted her so blindly. And then she said the words I couldn't let go of. It didn't mean anything. But if it didn't mean anything, why lie? Why sneak around? Why plan weekends and whisper sweet things to another man while falling asleep in my arms? When she finally stopped speaking, I asked her one question. Would you have told me if I hadn't found out? She opened her mouth, then closed it. Looked down. Couldn't answer. And in that silence, I heard everything I needed to. If I hadn't checked her phone, if I hadn't seen the messages, she would have gone on that trip, come back smiling, and kept planning our wedding like nothing had happened. I stepped back and said, this engagement was built on lies. And I won't build a marriage on that. She tried to say something again, but I raised my hand gently. Please don't message me anymore. Don't come back. Let this be the last time. And I shut the door. She stood there a little while longer, tears in her eyes. Then walked away. People say love is built on trust. They're right. But what they don't tell you is how betrayal doesn't just break trust. It warps everything. It makes you question every memory, every smile, every quiet night together. It forces you to wonder, was any of it real? Even now, I catch myself replaying scenes in my head, looking for signs, clues, trying to make sense of something senseless. I won't say I'm completely healed. I'm not. But I know this. I deserve honesty. We all do. So I ask you, if you were in my position, what would you have done? Did I do the right thing? Or is there something I missed?